Tired of paying an expensive electric bill? Need a way to ease the pain? Check out this massive electricity backup system from a company called WattCycle. A system this size could actually power an entire house. This is actually something that you could hook up yourself. You could use it for just a backup system, or you could just power the things in your house that you consider critical. This would be an ideal scenario for when your electricity goes out. Some people like me choose to run their entire house off of it. So let me show you a little bit about this system, and then we're going to install it. Good. I'm like, geez, there's got to be an easier way. Here we are, the 12,000 watt inverter charger by WattCycle. This is a hybrid solar charger inverter. What does it do? Well, it's capable of putting out enough electricity to power most houses. If you want to wire something like this into your fuse box and into your house, you can. If you want to have something like this as a backup system in case the power goes out, you can. So how do you run a 48 volt inverter like this? Let me show you. Is it just me, or is this system clean? I absolutely love WattCycle. They actually build one of my favorite server rack batteries. And now I have their massive inverter and two of their massive batteries. This is 30 kilowatt hours worth of batteries. It's the same as having 6 server rack batteries. We're going to quickly install this system, and I'm going to show you just how easy it is to have a backup system like this in your house. But first, let's zip this massive battery open and see if the quality is anything like the 100 amp hour server rack battery is. Now I am maneuvering this around here on carpet and it's not really that big of an issue, but don't kid yourself, this is a massive battery. Okay, some of the first things I'm taking notice of is these massive bus bars that are running off of the batteries here. The positive running here to the 375 amp breaker and the negative running directly to the BMS. I see ring terminals here on the battery bus bars, which is always a plus. There is some room in between the batteries and the side of the box here, and it has these crushable or collapsible pieces of metal here, I guess, in case if you get hit in the side here, it doesn't directly hit the battery. It'll try to crush these first. It looks like it's down here on the bottom also, so that is a good safety feature. Also on this side here, I'm noticing down in here we have a 450 amp breaker, and if you ever overloaded this battery and you fried the fuse there, they've given you an extra one that you can replace yourself, so that's a plus. It looks like all of the balance leads have a protective coating around the wiring. Everything is routed nice and neatly and out of the way. This battery quality does not surprise me, being that the 100 amp hour server rack battery has the same type of quality. You have solid bus bars here going from the positive to positive to positive on the 4 terminals over here. You have the same thing going on over here on this terminal. Here's a protective cover, I guess, in case it gets smashed in at the back. The way the positive does not ground out against the case. And just like their server rack batteries, they have the pressure relief holes here. Stop. Overall, this looks like a great build, and I'm not surprised coming from WattCycle. All right, I didn't show it, but I went outside and I beat this down with this crimper here on the concrete. It basically crimps this, puts an indentation in it. To me, this is like an old school crimper. They do have the hydraulic ones that make it a lot easier, but don't kid yourself, this still works. We're going to hook the positive into the inverter and run it through the T-class fuse. From the T-class fuse, it's going to go into the positive bus bar. Now this is what you want. This is what you're looking for. Nice and clean. We have the 2-aught wire coming from the inverter, going into the T-class fuse, coming out of the T-class fuse, going into our 400 amp bus bars. Run the negative side up into the inverter, attach it to the negative bus bar. Time to connect the positives that go to the batteries here to the bus bar also. You want to do the same thing with the negative. Now we can just push the quick connects onto the side of the batteries. Turn all the dip switches down. Run the communication from one battery to the other. And now run the RS-485 communication to the inverter. Look at there, guys. Everything's powered up. Let's test the output real quick. 120.4, 120.4, 240. The voltage up here on the inverter is reading 120.1. It is very accurate. Let's check the DC. 52.7 down here, and we're showing 52.7 here. So the display screen here on this inverter is very accurate compared to the Klein meter here. So let me explain real quick what we did. We mounted our T-class fuse here, our positive bus bar here, negative bus bar here. We ran our positive wire to our T-class fuse, and then from the T-class fuse to the bus bar. And then we just ran the negative straight from the inverter to the bus bar here. Then we ran the negative from each battery to the negative side of the bus bar, and the positive from each battery to the positive side of the bus bar. Then we ran our communications from the in to the out, and then from the RS-485 to the RS-485 on the bottom of the inverter. And just like that, the WattCycle system powered up and is putting out power flawlessly. But since we're doing testing on the WattCycle here, and I already have a system that's running into my breaker box, we're just going to run it into this receptacle box here. Now what we have here is our $100 receptacle box. This is an 80 amp box. 20, 40, 60, 80. We'll be able to plug in somewhere around 80 amps max to this box, and we're going to run these wires directly into the inverter here. Now we have 4,000 watts worth of solar panels on the roof, and we're going to run those inputs into the PV1 here. This inverter is actually capable of taking in 9,000 watts of solar panels. And if you ordered this inverter, you're going to get the latest model that's coming out in a couple of weeks. It's still a 12,000 watt inverter, but the PV input will take 12,000 watts. Excuse me for breaking into this video and correcting myself. Right now, this inverter will take 18,000 watts of solar panels. 9,000 on PV1 and 9,000 on PV2. The new inverter that's coming out, if you order it now, is capable of taking 12,000 watts on each PV input, totaling 24,000 watts of solar panels. Now that would be a lot of power coming in off the roof for an inverter this size. Now they do make larger inverters. 18,000 watt is also another one that a lot of people like. But I can tell you that a 12,000 watt inverter like this would be able to service most moderate sized houses. This house is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and this system would power this house without any issue. Alright, I've wired in our receptacle box here, and I've also wired in our positive and negative coming from our solar panels here into PV1. Now this system is good to go. It can be used as a powerful backup system. The batteries could be depleted, then completely recharged off of the solar panels. This would basically be a self-sustaining system at this point. Now look guys, if you use my link in the description of this video, WattCycle is going to give you $250 off of each battery. That would be a total of $500 off both batteries. And they're going to give you 10% off of the inverter also. I'll leave links in the description of the video for the inverter, the batteries, the bus bars, our T-class fuse here, and even our plug receptacle. You'll be able to click on those links and purchase this entire system if it's something you're interested in. Now I do love testing and installing these systems, and WattCycle is one of my favorites. I do like the quality of the build of their equipment, and the prices so far have been really good compared to the rest of the market. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and let me know what you think.